Imagine someone has committed a perfect crime and all he had to do was live normally, but he couldn't sustain it and spoiled it himself. In this video, we will examine in-depth human psychology and how it forbids morally wrong acts. This is a heavy topic that deserves your attention, so please, before we start, consider liking and subscribing. Let's begin. Raskolnikov had many logical reasons to commit a murder. If one person is going to die and millions are going to benefit, then where is the harm in that? This novel by Dostoevsky criticized this idea and predicted the darkness of holding that perspective. Raskolnikov committed the murder, and it was perfectly done with no single lead to the murderer. One of his arguments is that his sister intended to marry a person not based on love, but on the hope that she might benefit from his wealth and serve her brother to pursue his studies in law. He utterly rejected the idea of his sister selling herself for prostitution. At first, there was no repentance in Raskolnikov's mentality. From his perspective, he has done a favor to humanity by eliminating a malicious person. Though the person might convince himself totally of good morality and the purpose of the act, human nature will never tolerate that, and guilt is the worst weapon ever that can be used against you. Similar to this plot was A Telltale Heart, where the narrator didn't stop in the line of killing. He dismembered the body and buried it under the floorboards to go all in vain when his inner guilt destroyed him. Coming back to Crime and Punishment, Raskolnikov met with a detective and psychologist who had been trying to extract information from him using psychological methods. The only thing that the detective stood with was that Raskolnikov had already published a suspicious article that divided people into two categories: ordinary, which are those who can't and do and have the right to commit a murder, and extraordinary, which can freely commit murders for they are allowed and eligible to do it. Every time Raskolnikov meets the detective, he persistently tries to manipulate him. However, Raskolnikov is comfortable. He believes that there is no tangible evidence of his murder. He never accepted religion and the existence of God, and for that, he gave himself the right to kill. He met one person whom he felt comfortable with. It was a girl named Sofia, and she strongly believed in God. His intimacy with her was sourced from the belief that both were unwanted in society. Raskolnikov always challenges her faith, arguing and insisting on the existence of pain and suffering in life. In the story appeared a person whose wife died, and Raskolnikov suspected him to be the reason for her death. Raskolnikov, like any other human, needed someone that he could trust, and someone he could talk to. He was holding a weight so heavy that he couldn't bear anymore. He walked straight to Sofia and confessed every single act he had done. While he was narrating, he couldn't find any convincing reason for him to commit that crime. He blamed himself, his foolish, "the devil has tricked me. He made me think that I'm special, but I'm not." All the logical reasons that persuaded him seemed to fade one after the other. Sofia was trying hard to emphasize that there was something good left in him that might heal. She asked for his motives many times, but nothing seemed to cover his did. She was a rat. She had to die. As a final solution and healer, though Sofia loved him and hoped to live with him, "Why didn't you come to me first?" She suggested confessing in court. It was the only way out of his inner guilt. Raskolnikov, broken down with his guilt, he realizes that his conversation with Sofia was heard by the person who he despised, the one that he believes is in charge of his wife's death. He showed Raskolnikov their similarity to each other, even though Raskolnikov had refused this reality. The turning event and what triggered Raskolnikov's capitulation is that the guilty man has put an end to his life. He couldn't sustain it anymore. He has already told Raskolnikov that he is visited by her soul consistently. Raskolnikov was between two options to be set free: either surrender or end his own life. With great bravery, he took himself to the police station and confessed everything. No evidence was against him, no witnesses, not even a hint. Nevertheless, something inside him didn't allow that. He might have done so for an ambition to be out of prison with Sofia and no one after him anymore. All his help with the investigation was taken into consideration, and he was taken to prison. Indeed, he is in prison, but free from his inner prison. In human nature, there is a desire for justice. That is what Dostoevsky presented in his novel, helping us to explore the psychology of a killer, of someone who deeply believes in his guilt. In addition to Dostoevsky, many philosophers observe this truth. Socrates has once stated, "No one does wrong knowingly. Everyone needs to believe that what he does is right." And even among criminals, we can notice that they're convinced that it's their job. And when realizing their mistake, they probably surrender. According to Kant, when a person is acting immorally, he is contradicting himself, and no one can bear that. Morality comes from duty and rational will. If you're still watching, that means you're savoring this video. And if so, your likes will help the channel grow and your comments will help me improve. I hope this was helpful, and let's meet next time with another eager topic.